Have you ever had a low sales week and suddenly started questioning everything about yourself? Not just your strategy, not just your offer, you. Have you looked at your numbers and felt that quiet drop feeling in your stomach, like those numbers were saying something about your worth? If the numbers are up, you can breathe. If they're down, you spiral and you feel responsible, like you're just pushing your business down. But what if the exhaustion isn't coming from the work? What if it's coming from the moment your business stopped being something you do and quietly became something you are? When your numbers are up, you feel steady. When they dip, you feel exposed. And that is the moment that business stops feeling strategic and starts feeling personal. That's not a weakness. It's a pattern. And it's more common than you think. In the last couple of episodes, we've been unpacking what happens when the numbers stop feeling neutral. We talked about verdict energy, pass or fail. This urgent sense to need to withdraw, the control that shows up when your nervous system feels activated. And today, we're going to go one layer deeper. Because there is a reason those numbers are feeling so loud, and it's not just reactivity. It's identity. Let's see if this resonates, and give me a like if it does. You see, when business feels personal, what's usually happening is your performance has fused with your worth. Now that sounds like, if I'm selling, I'm good. If I'm not, something's wrong with me. I don't deserve this. I've not worked hard enough. Something like that. If people are engaging, I am relevant, I'm good. If they're quiet, I'm failing. I obviously have nothing good to say. Nobody's interested in what I have to say. If revenue is strong, you can relax. That number in the bank account that you've got in your head is there. You can relax. If it drops, I start questioning everything, and it feels really logical, like you're just being irresponsible. Right? But what's really happening is that your nervous system is using your business results to decide whether or not you are safe, competent, enough. And your business was never designed to carry that weight or that judgment. You see, your brain, it loves certainty, and business, it provides you with numbers. Numbers look objective, clean, clear. But when your nervous system is activated, numbers stop being feedback and they become verdict. Yes, no, pass, fail. The number itself, though, is neutral. The meaning you attach to it is not. Can you think of a time where you've attached meaning to a number and it's not felt good? Comment below if you have. I've done it. Now, if you learned somewhere along the way that love, praise, belonging, or safety came from performing well, from being the good girl, then your system is going to look for those performance markers everywhere, even in your business, even in your revenue, in your sales numbers. And so when they dip, it doesn't just feel like a business fluctuation or an interesting puzzle to solve. Instead, it feels like personal rejection. And that's when leadership is getting heavy. There are 3 common ways that this plays out. Let me know in the comments which one of these you might notice. The first is proving. You double down, you work harder, you push more content out, you tweak everything, and not from clarity because you've looked at the numbers and you've realized that your open rates are low, so you're going to experiment with new subject lines. No. Instead, this is coming from a need to prove that you are still good. That's different. The second one is polishing. You refine everything endlessly. You rewrite captions before you post them on socials. You adjust your offers again and again. You delay launching. If nobody buys it, clearly the whole product was wrong. You throw it out and you start again. This looks strategic, but actually it isn't grounded in any fact. If no one bought the product, how do you know the product is the problem? Often it's a nervous system strategy, avoiding being seen because you feel shaky. The third is withdrawing. You go quiet. You postpone things. You tell yourself you need more time. And it's not because you don't care. You're not being lazy, although you're probably telling yourself you are. It's because your system is now protecting you from that feeling of exposure. All of these are different behaviors, but they all come from the same place. Business is feeling personal. When your identity is fused with your business like this, you are not just leading a company. You are constantly having to regulate yourself through it. It's triggering you constantly. You're using revenue to decide whether you can breathe, using engagement to decide whether you belong, using client feedback to decide whether you are capable. That is hard. That is exhausting. And it's not exhausting because you don't have what it takes or you're fragile. It's because your business was never meant to be that for you. It was never meant to be this thing that makes you feel less than. It was never meant to hold that emotional weight. And of course, as soon as it does, and it keeps doing it, your creativity starts to shrink. And your curiosity, the most important, precious tool you need to grow a business, starts to disappear. Everything starts to feel like a test, a threat. So how do we separate our self-worth from our business and our revenue? We take a moment to actually notice the meaning that we are making when numbers drop. How it feels in your body. Take a moment and connect with that, because your nervous system and your body is telling you something. Pause and ask, what is the meaning I am making about this for me? If I was emotionally neutral, then what would this data, this number mean? What is one grounded action I could take from clarity instead of this fear? Remember, low sales does not mean you are bad at business. A quiet launch doesn't mean that you are irrelevant. A slower month does not mean you are behind in anything. It's an opportunity to learn about business and how to grow. Performance always fluctuates, but your identity and self-worth doesn't have to. Leadership maturity is staying regulated enough to read reality clearly. Leadership is about noticing these things and spending time there without judgment so that you can respond from a place of groundedness instead of reactivity. You don't need more effort. You need more compassion, stability, and the opportunity to be curious. Later this month, I'm going to dive deeper into why trying harder can often destabilize your growth. Because once you separate identity from performance, you will start leading very differently. And if business has been feeling pretty personal lately, take this as your reminder that you are not your revenue. You are the one leading it, and that changes everything. I'll see you next week on the Inner Business Podcast. Take care.